Well, as you know, I've been involved in normalizing efforts to normalize relations between our country and Cuba for many, many years. I mean, I, along with other Georgians, particularly former House Speaker Terry Coleman, and I spent quite a bit of time in Cuba. But most recently, I was invited and honored to be invited by Mr. John Felder, who received a license to sell electric vehicles in Cuba. For the first time since the revolution, he was gracious enough to invite me and Speaker Coleman there for that historic event, and I was delighted to be there. He has done great work towards normalizing relations, and I think as a result of what he has done, that coupled with the fact that Senator Menendez from New Jersey, who was chair of the Foreign Relations Committee, he has his legal problems now. He and Senator Rubio from Florida, they have been the two senators who have sort of blocked relations, the normalization of relations between our country and Cuba through the years. But with Menendez now having his problems and being distracted and no longer chairing the Foreign Relations Committee, that fact, coupled with what Mr. Felder was able to do, may be the light at the end of the tunnel for our efforts through the years to begin to normalize relations with Cuba. Just south of Florida, makes no sense for us not to be doing business with Cuba. Georgia does in fact do business with Cuba, chickens, poultry in particular, along with the state of Alabama, Wisconsin, and others. So it's beginning to happen, and I'm excited about the prospects of this because it's been my goal from day one to have the state of Georgia first and foremost, but secondly, Fulton County, state of Georgia and Fulton County, to be the destination of choice for Cubans when things normalize versus the state of Florida and Dade County. So again, I'm happy about what's happening as a result of Mr. Felder's efforts and the fact that I don't wish any bad luck on anyone, but Senator Menendez has his issues now and he'll be distracted for a while. And so those two events coupled together, I think, gives me belief and reason to believe that we're headed in the right direction at last. Well, the fact that that happened, for Mr. Felder to have worked for years to get that license, and by the way, he's an African American, a black citizen of this country received that license, so that in itself was historic. But the fact that he was able to accomplish this and through his company, again, exciting time to be in Cuba. Well, when things happen, we have businessmen here who are very international minded. They've had an eye on Cuba for a long time. And we're already, as I said earlier, we're already doing business with Cuba. There are companies in Georgia, particularly in agriculture, poultry, chickens in particular. But it will open up a world of opportunities for Georgia and Fulton County businesses. So that's what this is all about. And by the way, I mean, all of my trips through the years, we've never gotten involved in their politics. It's about people to people. It's about building trust and the personal relationships with people. So that's what this is all about. These things don't happen overnight. They take time, and time seems to be on our side now. And again, I'm very thrilled to have been there at the invitation of Mr. Felder.